This what? Go on. This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast, joined by Darren Barker. And what was a mental weekend? Not the greatest one for us. We saw a Chelsea loss, a poor performance against City, and then obviously you were there commentating for Anthony Joshua's loss, where the heavyweight titles changed hands. Just a couple of days after now, your reflection on the fight, please, Darren.
Well, I mean, I'll start with the atmosphere in the event itself. It was incredible, honestly, mate. Like all the years that I've been fortunate enough to attend boxing matches as a fan and as an employee, like it was just incredible, mate. Like the atmosphere was something else, and we had a bit of everything. You know what I mean? There was the obvious drama. There was knockouts. I mean, Callum Smith's knockout that's knockout of the year without a shadow of a doubt. I've never seen anyone react the way Castillo did. I'm just, thank God that he's okay, because that was crushing, and that sent a massive, huge message to the rest of the 175 division. That was incredible. But I mean, the main event was just so intriguing. Before Alwood, this former cruiserweight king, 20 pounds lighter, and naturally a lot smaller than AJ. How would he fare against the aggressive, hard-hitting Anthony Joshua? And look, he was punch perfect. He boxed brilliantly. He really did. I mean, he was just so smooth. He got into a rhythm quickly. He was moving his feet, moving his head. He just made it so difficult for AJ to get in any rhythm. And he just checked every time, plenty of feints, and he just broke up any near rhythm that AJ was getting. I mean, going onto the scores, I think there was a bit of confusion between my desk and the Sky desk, and I think Adam Smith, because I've had a few people saying, how on earth have you had it level after 9? I had it level after 6, and even that was a bit contentious, because I had Usyk first 3, no doubt, and then from what I remember from where I was sat, I had the 4th really close. But could have given it a draw, and I think I gave it AJ, but it could, on reflection, could have been an even round. And then the next 2 AJ, so it was either level after 6 or Usyk up after 6, and then he kind of took over, didn't he? And it was just a joy to watch in a boxing sense. Obviously, we're there, and AJ's our man, and obviously we all want him to do well, flying the flag for Great Britain, etc. But Usyk put on a masterclass. It was brilliant. Well, you say masterclass. There was a stage in the middle where AJ started to take the meat off some of the punches and started making it a bit more difficult for AJ to commit. And you could see the war wounds on Usyk after. Though he didn't take loads of shots, there was a couple of shots he took, and they left their mark. But it was just, and the way he finished Usyk, it was just incredible. I mean, on the brink of winning, I think. I've seen a few videos this morning where the bell seemed like it sounded early. I could see him waving I don't know if they were going to do anything with that towel, but there was a lot of movement with the towel in the AJ corner. But just what a night, mate! What a night! And look, there's a lot of adjustments that AJ needs to make for the return. I think if I was training AJ, which probably wouldn't do him any favors, I would say just throw caution to the wind and just fucking have it with him. Like, what have you got to lose? You've lost your belts now. You've got to go and try and reclaim them. I don't think you can outbox the master, who's just got that extra percent on speed and agility. So I think you need to get on him, and that's easier said than done because he moves so well, but try and close that gap, pin him into the corner, pin him on the ropes and let your hands go. Again, not to get too technical, but when he throws the shot, because he kind of rolls out Usyk and he gets his head low, I would almost throw the rights and the left to the chest area and hope that kind of Usyk rolls into him. I think aiming for the head, bar the jab, is probably not the best advice, really. I would just try and aim for this area here and try and break Usyk down and hope he rolls into one. But just a tremendous performance, mate.
I think a lot of people perhaps expected Anthony Joshua, the bigger guy, to keep Alexander at the end of his jab and keep him at bay. But there was a lot of times in that fight where Alexander was out jabbing Anthony Joshua. Were you
incredible, mate? Incredible. Yeah, and I'm glad you picked that up in case I forgot. That was something I was so impressed with. The way he nullified the jab with his own jab when he's giving away numerous inches in reach. It was incredible. It was just this little slip inside and bang, and the variation with the jab, the variation with the backhand, head and body. It was just constantly keeping AJ thinking. It was remarkable. Look, do you know what? I want to give AJ credit for, again, facing another very good fighter and showing that he's willing to get in there with anyone. When I guess he, to chase that bigger fight, he could have gave out the belt or blah, 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 or done whatever he wanted to avoid AJ Usyk, but he didn't. And I'm sure he will come back. And he's always going to be a massive draw, AJ. He's always going to, put bums on seats. But he was just in there with a master, someone that I've sort of admired and respected for a long time because, similar to his really good pal Lomachenko, stages, they look like they've absolutely mastered the sport. Just a tremendous performance, mate.
How much can you really change, though, going into this rematch, Darren?
Like I say, I would sort of just go in there and have it. I mean, that's my technical advice. Just throw them shots low so they, the chance you can roll into them. Aim for the chest, the shoulders, do everything. But I mean, it was proved on Saturday that AJ can't outbox Usyk. He tried, but he couldn't. So the only other chance he has is enforcing and putting that size and power and reach and etc. into play. I'm not saying it's going to work, but I'm saying that's what he's got to try and do if he wants to win the rematch. I mean, like I say, I don't think he can outbox him, even with those advantages. That's no disrespect to Anthony Joshua. He was just in there, like I say, with an absolute master. But yeah, I mean, anyway, I was just, go on.
Just the last one, really. If that was Tyson Fury in there on Saturday night with that Anthony Joshua, how do you see that panning out, Darren?
Do you know what? Like, Tyson Fury in some ways is just like a big Usyk. You know what I mean? He moves really well. He throws unorthodox shots, lots of variations. So I think AJ would have struggled. I think, again, AJ, to have any chance against probably Fury, I think he'd have to throw caution to the wind and proper have it and go for it. I don't think you can stand off these sort of slippery guys. It's got to be educated pressure. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying put your head down and throw like cricket, bowlers sort of actions. It's got to be educated, but it's got to be, you've got to close that gap and let your hands go. And then I think Tyson perhaps would have done the same thing. I'm not sure. But look, AJ's got the ability to definitely improve on that performance. He showed that against Ruiz, etc. But this, I can't stress it enough. Usyk is just on another level to these. Though what he lacks in size, he makes up in so many different other compartments. Speed, agility. He carries enough power, variation, just ring IQ, ring know-how, that will to win. Fitness, he didn't flag. I mean, I asked the question during commentary, will he be able to maintain this movement, the bouncing, the movement? Will he be able to do it? And he did with ease. I mean, he finished the stronger. Just incredible. It really, really was. But look, I respect AJ, and I hope he can, dust himself off. It doesn't be too hard on himself, and we can see a rematch.
Okay, random one to finish off. So I spoke to Carl Froch during the week, and he said he wants to fight Joe Calzaghey, your old pal. What do you think about that?
It's a funny one. Because I spoke to both men today. I did. I spoke to both of them today. I ain't getting involved in it. Like, if they want to fight, they want to fight. If they don't, they don't. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it, if I'm honest. I don't know how I feel about the whole this whole exhibition thing. I don't quite get it. But if I was offered a big fight, though I wouldn't because I'm a nobody, I would take it for the amount of money that's being offered for 8 2-minute rounds. I would be crazy not to. And don't get me wrong, Joe Calzaghey and Froch are nothing like Evander Holyfield, which was so hard to watch the other. Well, I haven't watched it, but the little clips I see was just, it was saddening. It really was. So these two are different. They're relatively fit. Joe, though, has been retired a long time. He's just naturally fit, and I'm sure he could get himself into condition. And Cole, seeing him Saturday, he looks in good nick anyway, and I think he's someone that always keeps himself in shape. So it wouldn't be that kind of spectacle that it was a couple of weeks ago. But I don't know how I feel about it, if I'm honest. I don't know. Like, both have had tremendous careers. Do they need to do it? No. Do they want to do it? I'm not sure. But there's enough money. I'm sure there would be enough money if it was to be in the Middle East or something like that. Then how can they say no? I don't really know how I feel about it, mate, but I'll do it.
Fair enough. Well,
I ain't got as much money as those two.
Listen, Dan, I appreciate your time on IFL. I know you got to shoot to Repton, so enjoy your evening, and I'm sure we'll see each other soon. All right, top man.
Nice one. See you later on, mate.